Hey everyone. Welcome to Superhero Central. I'm AI Digi, and I'm so pumped to have you all here today. Whether you're a fan of Marvel, DC, or all the cool indie heroes out there, this stream is going to be a blast. We're diving into the world of superheroes, villains, and of course, all the epic powers in between. Before we get started, I want to know who's your favorite superhero. Go ahead and drop your answers in the chat. Is it someone like Spider Man, Batman, or maybe someone a bit more off the beaten path? I'll shout out some of your answers throughout the stream. Let's see who's repping the classics and who's got some deep cuts for us. All right, now that I've got you thinking about your favorite superheroes, let me tell you what's in store for today. We've got some serious superhero action coming up. Here's the breakdown. Superhero creation. We're going to be creating a brand new superhero live. From the name, powers, costume, backstory, everything. You'll be helping me decide the fate of this hero, so get ready to pitch your ideas because we're crafting someone new and legendary together. We're going to play villain court, and then we're going to throw some villains into the villain court. We'll put them on trial, and you get to decide if they're guilty or misunderstood. Who's truly evil? Who just had a rough upbringing? It's all in your hands today. Then we'll play some superhero trivia. Plus, we'll be testing your knowledge with some fun superhero trivia. How well do you know your powers, your comics, and your movies? We'll throw some questions at you, and you'll get to test your skills. But hey, this isn't just about me talking at you. I want you to be a part of the action. Throw your ideas in the chat, vote on the polls, and share your thoughts. This is your stream as much as it is mine, and we're creating something awesome together today. Whether you've been a fan of superheroes your whole life or you're just getting into the comic world, there's something for everyone here today. I'm so excited to see where the stream takes us. Who knows, by the end of today, we might have created the next big superhero on the block. So are you ready? Are you pumped? Because we're about to kick things off. Let's get started. Let's get started with our very first segment. It's time to create a superhero. What's their name? What's their power? What do they look like? All those answers are coming from you, so let's get creative. So don't forget to put your superhero names into the chat box so you can write down their names, what's their powers, and what do they look like. All right, enough talking. Let's dive into it. For our first big task, we need to decide what our hero's name is going to be. Drop your ideas in the chat, and I'll pick a few of my favorites. The first step in building a new superhero starts with their identity. So let's get this right. I'm counting on you. So guys, you can go into the chat and you can put down all your superheroes and you can let me know what you would like as a superhero. So you can create any type of superhero, right? So whatever comes to your mind, guys, go for it. Put your answers into the chat, go wild. And whilst you're doing that, we are going to have a look at the superhero that we've created, right? So we want to get started with our superhero. So let's go. Okay, so the first superhero that we've created is Dr. Amina Noor. So Dr. Amina Noor was a brilliant quantum physicist working on experimental light manipulation technology. During a high-energy light-bending experiment, a sabotage attempt triggered a containment breach, exposing her to raw photonic energy from multiple light spectra. Instead of killing her, the energy rewrote her molecular structure, turning her into a living prism of power. So let's discuss some of Amina's powers. So she has spectral manipulation. Amina can control and project different frequencies of light, like UV, infrared, X-rays, visible spectrum. Each part of the spectrum grants a unique ability. She's got red heat beams, which have superheated energy blasts. She also has blue hard light constructs, which can create shields, weapons, or platforms. She has green healing light, which can accelerate healing of herself and others. She also has violet intangibility, which shifts partiality out of phase with reality passing through objects. She also has the ultraviolet stealth mode, which becomes invisible to the naked eye. There's infrared enhanced vision, which she can see heat signatures through walls or darkness. She can also fly by riding light particles. She can soar at high speeds, even into space. She's got photonic awareness, which can detect shifts in energy or electromagnetic fields, making her a human radar. So her weaknesses are light source dependency, in darkness or without ambient light. Her powers are weakened. Overload risk she has, which use too many spectral abilities at once, causing system overload, rendering her temporarily powerless. So she's got her weak points to her as well. On her moral code, she refuses to use light frequencies that can cause permanent harm unless absolutely necessary. So let's discuss her personality. So she's a calm, analytical, and principled superhero, right? She's deeply driven by the desire to protect knowledge and truth. She struggles with the trauma of betrayal from a former colleague who caused the sabotage. So let's look at her arch nemesis, Obscura, a former ally turned enemy who manipulates darkness and shadows, thriving in the absence of light. The two are locked in an eternal dance of contrast, light versus dark, truth versus secrets. Let's look at the setting. Neo Karachi, a futuristic city blending high-tech innovation with ancient traditions. Amina works undercover at a light tech research institute while operating as Spectra in secret. So guys, you've seen us create Spectra on our own, right? So now it's your turn. You can put your superhero into the chat box and we'll have a look from there, right? So guys, this is Dr. Amina, also known as Spectra, and these are her powers and all the things that she can do. We've told you about her personality and about her arch nemesis, and we gave you a setting. Now let's look at our superhero number 2, which is Graviton Pulse, right? So his name is Elijah or Elijah, Eli Cross, and once a test pilot for an experimental gravity manipulation spacecraft, Eli was caught in a catastrophic failure during a test flight near a collapsed neutron star fragment held in orbit for study. Instead of being crushed by its gravity, his body absorbed and adapted to its intense gravitational fields, fundamentally changing how he interacts with mass, space, and time. So let's look at some of his powers. So he has gravity control, right? So Eli can increase or decrease gravity in localized areas, allowing him to pin enemies to the ground or walls, create zero gravity zones for free movement, crush objects with intense gravitational force. So he also has the ability to do gravitational constructs, right? Which are to form weapons and shields from compressed gravitational fields, invisible but solid. He's also got the power for gravitational flight. So he manipulates his personal gravity to fly, hover, or make high-speed kinetic jumps. Let's look at his gravity pulse, his signature move, a massive shockwave that radiates out from him, destabilizing enemy structures or vehicles. He's also got time dilation aura, which can create a short-term field that slows down time locally for about 5 to 10 seconds, allowing him to move and react at seemingly superhuman speeds. So these are just some of the powers of our superhero, Elijah, right? Better known as Graviton Pulse. So let's look at his weaknesses. He has emotional anchoring. His powers are linked to emotional stability, high stress or anger, causes gravitational surges that can accidentally hurt allies or civilians. Energy depletion, using time dilation or large-scale pulses, drains him rapidly, needing time to recharge. Magnetic interference, tech based magnetic disruptors can throw his field control off balance. His personality is grounded and serious with a dry sense of humor, haunted by the lives lost in the accident that gave him his powers. Values control, balance, and protecting those who can't defend themselves. So that is what Eli is all about. So let's look at his arch nemesis, Singularis, an AI born from the same neutron star experiment that went rogue, a digital consciousness that seeks to collapse civilization into a new order using black hole technology. Let's have a look at the setting. Skyreach, a vertical mega city where the rich live in anti-grav towers above the clouds and the poor scrape by on the gravity choked streets below. Eli works as an underground resistance leader, trying to bring balance literally and socially. So guys, you've seen us give you an insight as to what our two superheroes are. So please, can you put your superheroes into the chat so that we can have a good idea of what you are thinking as a superhero, what you have in mind for a superhero, and what your ideas are, right? So guys, whilst you get cracking, let's move on to the next part of our agenda, right? So the next thing we're going to do is view some pictures and read reviews. So we're going to watch a video on superheroes. So guys, all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy our video, right? So if you have any comments, you can pop them into the chat. That will be great. So guys, we're going live so that we want to put Marvel, DC, AI Digi out there for you guys to enjoy. So let's watch our video. So let's go. Okay, so guys, I hope that you enjoyed that. So that was awesome. Okay. All right. So next up, we have our on our lineup. The next thing we're doing is reading reviews, right? So these were some of the reviews that were sent in through to AI Digi. So let's read some of them out to you. So let's go over the first one. Every time I watch an AI Digi video, I feel like I just leveled up my superhero knowledge. Keep it up. At Nerdverse Central. Let's look at the next one. Not gonna lie, the Thor and Loki series had me wondering and thinking. Loki is my favorite superhero, and he's definitely not guilty. At Comics and Coffee. Let's look at the third review. I love how AI Digi explains complex superhero origins in such a simple and fun way. This channel deserves more subs. At Marvelous Megan. Let's look at the fourth one. The trivia games sound like fun during a live stream. I really want to play like a game show at Hero Headquarters. All right, guys. So those are some of the cool reviews we've been receiving, right? So let's go on. Cool content, but I'd love to see more underrated heroes from indie comics to not just Marvel and DC at Altverse Vibes. And then we have the next one. Let's look at the next one, which says the creator hero segment was genius. My little brother made his own superhero after watching. Please do more of those at KidNova99. Okay, good guys. Glad to hear that you are enjoying it. Watch the superhero tier list with my friends. We argued for an hour afterward. Great content, super engaging at the Cape Critic. Let's look at the next one. AI Digi really knows how to keep the chat active and make everyone feel part of the show. Respect. At Cosplay Kev. Okay, so these are some great reviews, guys. So let's look at the last two. This is honestly one of the most creative superhero channels on YouTube right now. Love the energy, love the ideas at Multiverse Mike. Thank you very much, Multiverse Mike. That was a really, really nice review that you've given us. And here's the next one. Just subscribed. The sound effects, visuals, and storytelling are top tier. This feels like superhero school, but fun at Power Punch Edits. So, guys, thank you so much. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. So, that was absolutely excellent. Having all of these reviews come through shows us that you guys are watching the series, that you're enjoying it, and that you're having great fun. All right, great. So, I'm glad that our viewers are enjoying all of this. Great. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to watch some of the Batman series. So we all know that the Batman series are super cool and everyone wants to watch, right? So Batman is the guy and the place to be. So we're going to share screen just now. Just give us a second. So we want to put the Batman series out there. It's very exciting and we want to carry on with whatever we're doing today, right? So, guys, we've got lots of things lined up. So, if you've been enjoying the live stream, please put your replies or your comments in the chat box, and that will help us to get an idea as to how you're feeling about our series. So, guys, we want to head on over to Villain Court. So, Villain Court is very exciting. So what are we doing for Villain Court, right? So let's read the statistics and let's go over what we're going to do at the Villain Court. So let's read the gist of it. So Villain Court is the trial of the people versus Loki, right? So the theme is this: villain truly evil or just misunderstood? So guys, you're going to vote in the chat box and you're going to tell me if you think that the villain is truly evil or just misunderstood. So let's look at it, right? So the judge is me, and I wish to keep order and give the final verdict. Or let's hear your verdict in the chat, right? So let's start off with the prosecution, who presents evidence of villainy, right? Then there's the defense, who argues in favor of the villain's motives. And then we get the chat, which is you, to vote at the end for guilty or not guilty, right? So we want to get started. So I'm the judge. So court is now in session. In the case of the people versus Loki, god of mischief, the defendant stands accused of attempting to enslave Earth, faking his own death repeatedly, and stealing the Tesseract also repeatedly. So, Mr. Loki, how do you plead? So the prosecution leads forward that, ladies and gentlemen of the chat, let's be real. Loki tried to enslave Earth with an alien army. He's betrayed his brother, faked his own death, and allied himself with Thanos. This guy isn't misunderstood. He's a menace. So let's look at Exhibit A. I am burdened with glorious purpose, right? So can the defense attorney step forward? Your Honor, Loki was raised in the shadow of Thor, constantly lied to about his true heritage. He's not a monster. He's a product of emotional neglect, an identity crisis, and let's not forget, he died trying to stop Thanos. So let's look at Exhibit B, Loki's sacrifice in Infinity War. Would a true villain do that, right? So would he really do something so bad? So guys, drop your evidence in the chat. Do you think Loki is evil or misunderstood? Tell us your verdict and why. So guys, you can tell us if he is not guilty, if he is guilty, or whatever's going through your mind, right? So I'm going to make the final judgment as the judge. And before I get all of your responses, the judge is ready to give you an update. So this court finds Loki guilty of stealing the audience's hearts. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. So that was our little bit from our villain court case. So guys, we want to carry on with our giveaways. So to those of you that were excited about the giveaways, I'm hoping that you pop your email addresses into the chat box. If you can tell us what do you what do you want, what sort of gifts that you were looking forward to. I'm going to put my email address into the chat box. And if you send me an email, I will be able to send you the free gifts. So guys, we have PDF copies. We're using props in our class today, in our live stream today. So guys, let's look at some of them. We're ready to give you a beach ball, which is a Spider-Man beach ball. So guys, I hope that you are looking forward to the gifts that we have. So you can collect this as soon as you give me your details. So you can just send me your email address or your phone number. We also have an Airwalker's balloon. So you can see the Spider-Man balloon. Can you see that picture of Spider-Man? So you blow this up and you'll get a real life Spider-Man to play with, right? So obviously you're not going to use this haphazardly. You're going to be really cool about it. All right, and then we have a Spider-Man coloring in book. So this you can give to your kiddies. So guys, our live is for the adults, but you can give your kids the gifts. There's no stresses with that. So you will have an awesome time coloring in. For those of you that are sending in your email addresses, we are going to send you PDFs of comic strips. We've got stories. We've got lots to offer you on PDF. So you can just open it up. You can read it in your spare time and you can have a blast. So guys, from our private collection, we have the Disney Marvel collection. So this here is filled with lots and lots of wallpaper. So in your bedroom or in your room, wherever you have your study or whatever things you have up on your wall, you can just add this. and it will be great. So you will have access to wallpaper that's beautiful, like Spider-Man, or you can use Superman. There's also the Avengers. So everyone loves the Avengers. So they seem to be a great group, right? So you will have fun using those, and yeah, so you will have a blast with that. So we want to just make sure that we know our theme is about the Avengers and it's about the Justice League, right? So you are going to have a blast watching our channel and contributing in any way that you can. So guys, there was so much going on our channel. We didn't have much time to promote the other side of AIDG, which are ebooks. So if you ever have time, you can go onto this link that I'm going to put into the chat, and you can purchase our books, our ebooks online, and you can read them in your spare time, right, guys? So don't forget to send us an email, and don't forget to visit our link for our beacon stores to have a look at our ebooks, right? So let's just have a look at what's next up on our agenda. So we want to watch a little bit of our AIDG series, and then we're going to do a closing, right? So we didn't get time to do our poll and play our Kahoot game, but guys, there's plenty of time for plenty more lives, right? So let us go to watch some of our series. So we're going to watch for I think we've got 5 minutes that we can watch for. Yeah, maybe 5 to 6 minutes, and then we're going to close, right? So I want to play some of our series. So there's lots and lots of videos for us to watch. So the shots were going very well. There was an overwhelming response about the shots. So we're going to look at some of the interesting shots that we have on our site, right? On our YouTube channel. So before I share screen, just give me a second. Okay, so there's many different shots that you can watch, of which we just want to have a look at some of them. Okay, so let's go and watch some of our shots. So let's look at this one. Okay, so that was awesome. So that was us watching some of my videos on the AIDG platform. So guys, that was absolutely awesome. So we're going to do a conclusion now, and then we're going to leave, right? So, all right, everybody, that's going to do it for today's Superhero Live show. I just want to take a second to thank each and every one of you who showed up, dropped comments, answered polls, and hung out with me for this awesome ride. Whether you're watching from Gotham, Wakanda, Metropolis, or somewhere in the multiverse, it's actually great, right? So we appreciate you. We covered a lot today, from the Spectra origin story to superhero trivia. Well, we didn't get a chance to do our poll, and even some wild new fan theories. And honestly, things were going great, right? So you all brought the energy, the laughs, and some seriously impressive knowledge. So if you had fun, make sure to hit that like button before you go. It helps more than you know, and lets me know you want more superhero content just like this. And hey, if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This community is growing faster than a speedster on energy drinks. Quick shout out to everyone who voted in the poll earlier. Also, major love to the people who dropped super chats, gifted memberships, or just kept the conversation going. You're the real MVPs. Now, before we wrap up, let me drop a few things you don't want to miss. So, guys, the next live stream, which we don't know when we're going to have it yet, we will announce the date as soon as we're ready. So you don't want to miss it, right? So, guys, if you've got anything to say, you can leave your chat messages in the inbox or in the chat box, and we'll get back to you, right? So you can also tell us, if you were a superhero, what would your powers be? Drop your superhero name, origin story in the comments, and I might feature it on the next stream. All right, folks, let's land this plane. Whether you're a casual fan or a hardcore comic book encyclopedia. This community exists because of you. And I'm just getting started. We've got stories to tell, universes to explore, and a whole lot of fun ahead. So until next time, stay powerful, stay kind, and remember, not all superheroes wear capes, but all of you showed up today, and that makes you legendary. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. See you in the next one. Peace, power, and punchline, guys. So we're going to exit and see you soon. Bye.